Okay, I have two videos. I have the one before this, which will probably be uploaded after this video. I'm going to keep them separate. In regards to this video, I'm not really too sure what I'm going to call it yet, outside of to say that I am trying to do some outreach with some YouTubers, you can see that, to help with a cement floor in Uganda for little Peter's family, because it's a, you know, it's a fair amount of money to which I can't afford by myself. But there's always those howevers. So, with that said, yesterday, this individual who calls herself Rita, I don't think she's the Rita from Baltimore, because I noticed on her few videos that she has up under her live stream, she mentioned the word Texas. So I guess her name is Sharita, nickname is Rita, but she's not the Rita from Baltimore. Unless, of course, she was from Texas and then moved to Baltimore. I don't know. Either or. And she definitely has the gift of the gab. That is for sure. She's kind of picking on Roz, but then, you know, what comes around goes around. So, Rosalind Knight, you ain't getting no sympathy from me. And plus, you had your chance, and you tossed it off to the curbside like Latrice Allen. Now, I ain't gonna call Latrice Allen Bumpy Johnson, and I ain't gonna call Rosalind Knight, what's that they call her, pig feet or something stupid like that. That's, no. I'm gonna call them out by their names, okay? To which, this individual, known as Sharita, or Rita, or, what was it? Try me now? Try me now? I don't know. I don't know what her relationship is with those women. Whatever. That's her business. Outside of, she doesn't necessarily like Rosalind Knight, the Roz Squad. Okay? I don't know what her feelings are on Latrice, but, you know, besides that point. So anyway, yesterday she was doing a live stream, and because I've been communicating, well, it's not that I've started to communicate with Lady Jane here again. We just started a new thread, new email, toys and floor, to discuss the floor. The little truck that was delivered, that she ordered online for little Peter, she said she had to send it back. You can see right there. Oops, where are we? Where's my finger? Right here, okay? Okay, this is the new thread. She sent me an email to show me, which I guess I could bring up and I could show you. So, through this, it's provoked me to bring up, you know, we're chatting again, through email, right? I'm giving you the backstory. Oh my God, there goes that stupid mouse again. Oh. Okay. And what she's done is she sent me a picture of what was mailed to her from this online purchase of a little toy truck for little Peter. Where's the attachments? Sorry, people, I don't see very well. What did you pay? Okay, it's a little further up. I can't accept. Okay. Good morning, Mama Lynn. Long time. Peter's truck arrived. Yeah. But she didn't open the box because I guess it was extremely small. Where is the email for this? She had to take it back to Compella to get her money back because she said it was a waste of time. in terms of it was theft. It was total theft. Where's the pictures? Oh my God, where's the attachments? It's anyway, she showed me pictures, not that I could see how big the box was. Outside of it was probably a very small little toy compared, where's my fingers? A very small little toy compared to what it looked like online, right? So she had to go and exchange it to get her money back. And she did send me a picture of it. Okay, either or. I will go to town to buy him a toy truck. I should be able to tell if there's an attachment through here, right? Oh my Lord. Okay, either or you can see, and then because, you know, emails, sometimes they start their run-ons. I created a new email, right, which is right up on top here. You can see this one here. If you notice, I've got it listed under a folder of charity, right? There's Jane. That's not her real name, that's her username. And if it's her real name, I don't know. It may be a family name. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. We started a new thread, right? Brought up the subject of toys, whatever. And then, of course, what's happening here, people, is Mama Peter, right? You know, she's really hoping to get this cement floor to tidy up her house, because as it is, she's got a dirt floor, and it makes it colder at night, and it's not hygienic for the children. It's harder for the mom to keep it clean, whatever. Okay? And so, you know, I don't know. Lady Jane mentioned in here that the people of her village are starting to call me Jesus from Canada. I'm like, oh, no. I'm not no Jesus. I don't want to be a Jesus, that's for sure. As Lady Jane is, I guess you can say, kind of putting pressure on me to not drop the ball. See? Here she is, right? Do you see? Please, please, I beg you, Mama Lynn, I will never get tired of begging you, because I know you have a good heart of helping, and you are a mother too. In other words, I've been telling Lady Jane that I don't necessarily think I can come up with $400 to $500 for the floor, a couple of floor rugs, because, you know, it's a cement floor, so you got to throw something on the floor, right, in terms of a rug or a mat or something, and some solar-powered lanterns, because as it is, they sit in the dark because they don't have no electricity. You know, you're looking at $400 to $500 Canadian for that, because the floor itself is a big ticket item, because you're looking at gravel, you're looking at sand, you're looking at cement, you know, and just the whole 9 yards, and the square footage of whatever it is, and then the labor. You have to pick up the material, bring it back, you got to pay for that transport, you know, it's a big job, right? So, you know, she can probably do it within a 350 range, but I mentioned in the past, I think the workers should get a bit more money. So, you know, that's how I rounded off to the $400 mark. And then if we get the rugs and the lanterns with a little bit of extra food supplement, then it, you know, comes into a $500 range. Well, you know, that's one bill payment for me, people. I have more than one credit card where I have to pay $400 just to meet the fucking payment. Like, come on. Like, I'm on a tight budget, but besides that point, you know, we started off on the right foot. We are playing hardball. And, you know, and you know, Lady Jane really doesn't have anybody to ask to help her with these things, right? So, you know, she put a little pressure on me, because the mom, Peter's mom, You know, she has nobody. You see, that's the thing. Nobody is helping her except me and Lady Jane. Basically. And she's in a really dire, tough situation with small children due to no fault of her own. Right? So, with that, you know, this all happened this morning, okay? Good evening, Mama Lynn. When was this one? Yeah, see, this is today. She's at a different time zone. And then what I did, I can't ask Latrice Allen because she just won't do it, people. I asked her in the past to help me with the foundation. I told you, I gave her all the information in a legitimate sense, as if I was sending it to Governor Rick Perry, as if I was sending it to Mayor Lundrud, as if I was sending it to the president of Plaquemine Parish, Billy Nunzinger, as if I was sending it to the NAACP, as if I was sending it to Al Sharpton in terms of whatever paperwork Latrice Allen got, President Obama got. When President Obama was a senator. Senator Frederica Wilson got the same information. So I treated Latrice Allen as an equal to all those powerful people, and she blew me off like it was nothing. Because at the end of the day, people, I've come to the conclusion that she's nothing more than a hustler for self-gain. All right, fair enough. She's got kids to raise, you know, whatever, but there's a fine line in there when you come out saying you're going to do charitable work for the community as a whole. You're asking for people to help you. Obviously, all you were interested in was the money, because along came the opportunity to make money, and you blew it off like it was nothing so that you could read what you wanted to read, take what you wanted to take, and then try and apply it to what you were doing, not for the community, but for yourself. And this is the issue I have with Latrice Allen, because throughout that process in 2017, you know, I mailed her a whole bunch of shit from over here in Canada, you know, and whatever, and all the, you know, like, I sent her, like, you know, do-rags and rave straps for the volunteers, the XG Kids hats, I sent 2 of those, you know, I sent black walnuts with black walnut ink powder for her son, because her son was, you know, her oldest son was a teenager, and he was kind of being, like, you know, rebellious or whatever, and that was for the purpose of art supplies, you know, so that he could get, you know, do some craft work or something, draw pictures, write, you know, write or whatever, right? It was nothing, people. It was nothing. She gave her son, what's his name? I can't even remember her son's name right now, because it upsets me still to this day. Her oldest son, the do-rag. And I'm watching her videos, and her oldest son runs by with the do-rag on that I made, that came from fucking Canada. Okay, this is how I know she won't help. And then, to rub salt in the wounds, people, to rub salt in the wounds, because I've been talking about this stuff in terms of, you know, doing community outreach on a whole new level in Uganda, in a different country. Well, what do we got Latrice Allen doing now? I'll put this on myself for a second. What do we got Latrice Allen now doing? Well, she's doing what she always does. She's stealing other people's ideas. That's what she's doing. She's trying to make herself look fucking intelligent. Oh, I was just watching her live stream a couple, 4 or 5, 6, 7 days ago. I don't know what day it was. It was within the last week. Right? Because the bitch... She likes to creep my videos every now and then when she's bored, looking for new ideas. Yeah. To make herself seem like she's intelligent and an entrepreneur of creativity where, you know, she had a light bulb moment to start helping people in maybe Haiti or someplace like that because it would be the right thing to do. This is what she just mentioned like within the last week, and I'm like, yeah, okay, Latrice Allen, obviously you want to join the race. Because nothing like that has ever come out of your mouth until I started doing what I'm doing, because I basically fucking gave up on a whole lot of other things. And how I stumbled upon Lady Jane and got, you know, kind of, I don't want to say muscled into this situation where she looks to me as if I'm Jesus, the savior of Mama Peter's family and little Peter, and that if I back away and don't help, it's going to destroy this woman who, before Lady Jane came in and started doing the things that she was doing because she had a bit of cash to do them because of me, the mother was ready to commit suicide, people. Living in a pile of wet clothes because her roof was leaking. And she had no food in the house. And apparently she's back to having an empty house full of food because, you know, she's feeding kids and stuff, right? Right? So she's bare minimum. Right? Like, you know, they don't have, in Uganda, in these smaller villages, they don't have welfare. They don't have food stamps. They don't have Section 8 like the Americans do. Here in Canada, it's just a welfare check, a one lump sum. Feed yourself, house yourself, clothe yourself, move, do whatever it is that you need to do under this small little manufactured amount of money that basically keeps you in poverty for life. Even when you try and go out and break that glass barrier, that sound barrier, to remove yourself from that manufactured poverty, they find a way. The government and their workers and their conspiracy fucking ones that, like, it only takes 3 to form a criminal group. Only 3 people under the Criminal Code of Canada. There's like 40 million people in Canada, as if nobody commits crimes. No, people commit crimes, and that's what my videos show you. Because just as you're getting yourself on your foot and you feel like you're building and you're moving forward and you're digging yourself out of the hole, what happens? Poof! Uncle John gets medically kidnapped. Poof! Shmei suddenly dies in the basement. Poof! Andre is illegally apprehended. Poof! Amari magically becomes severely disabled for life to where he's on the spectrum of the highest of disabilities when it comes to cerebral palsy, outside of being there like this drooling. You know what I mean? At least Amari has personality, you know? He can move around and grab and be a little Houdini baby and be a little hoodle once in a while because, you know, he's exploring his environment. But how far does he really go strapped into a stroller, people? Like, come on. If that's not setback. Well, we all have setbacks. Well, some of us excel for whatever freaking reason, by hook or by crook. And Latrice Allen is by hook or by crook. So if that individual starts trying to encourage her followers to listen to the wise old 40-year-old woman as if she's wise, I'm just saying, because she tries to put herself out as being a wise Aunt Jemima, the wise old black grandmother sitting in a rocking chair. You got a long way to go before you're fucking that old. But you know, she tries to portray herself as that, right? As she's, you know, hustling people, creeping people's YouTube channels, looking for ideas so that she can come back and have something to talk about as she's cooking dinner for her kids, telling them not to go upstairs and steal food from her freaking closet. Like, come on. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, y'all, fuck it. It pisses me off because that woman got the legitimate paperwork that I was proud of. Was it perfect? Obviously not. But I was proud enough to send it to all those politicians in high-ranking order. And Latrice Allen happened to be up in that mix. And she threw it away like a dirty fucking secret as she told her son, yeah, you can wear the red do-rag, but just don't tell anybody where it came from. And this is why I'm trying this Try Me Now individual. I don't know if she's in partnership with Latrice Allen. I don't know if she likes Latrice Allen. I don't know. I know she doesn't like Raw Squad. I don't either, because that's another lost cause. And even if she's in partnership and she does like Latrice Allen, it's like Rhea with me and Tisha. Rhea is a board director to the foundation that I work on. But she's Tisha's best friend. She's Tisha's friend, not my friend. Right? And with this conflict going on with Tisha and Andre, and just, you know, the drama that's going on in my personal life with the, what is it, threats and bribes, if you've watched that video. You know, Rhea's getting kind of caught up in the middle of it, but I told Rhea, you're not a part of that. You need to just remove yourself from that. You are a official board director to the foundation. We have official nonprofit work that we have to do, and I need you to help me with it, right? So, oh, what was the point of that? Well, it's the same thing with Try Me Now. If she's friendly with Latrice Allen, and that's only assuming she'd be interested in helping me with this project. I don't want to call it a dilemma. I don't want to call it a problem. I don't want to call it a burden, although it kind of feels like a burden, because Lady Jane is putting a lot of pressure on me to fill in the gap where I don't necessarily have the resources to fill them in by myself, although I'm willing to stick my neck out for little Peter and his family, just because I do understand the importance of having a cement floor compared to a dirt floor with no prospect of ever getting a cement floor unless someone like me sitting up in Canada reaches out and makes it happen with the help of Lady Jane, facilitating that process by hiring the guys, purchasing this, doing that, putting on her hard hat, be the boss, supervising the work site. You know what I'm saying? Just like when they did that roof, when she did that roof. I told her, go out and buy yourself a freaking hard hat. Right? Anyway, I know, so, okay, so, you know, and there's another black lady on YouTube that, you know, she's more, oh, and Amari loves her, and Amari loves these black women's voices. Oh my God. I listen to some of these women, and Amari's just, because they're like, you know, they're octaves, they get, you know how they get, right? And this Try Me Now, I swear she could be a preacher. Honest to God, if she wanted to be a preacher, she could be. Amari hears her voice, and there's another lady, right? Lady B, Auntie B. She used to call herself Auntie, or B something, right? And she's changed her name again. Anyway, Auntie B, we know her as Auntie B, right? The one that's going to, you know, bless 1 million children, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, he hears their voices, and he just starts giggling and laughing, and, oh, he just, I don't know, you know, even me, I'm getting little goosebumps right now just thinking about Amari responding to their voices, right? So, you know, it's very easy to group the whole group into one group and write them off based on bad experiences, or a brick wall that you just can't go around of because 1, you're not the right color, 2, you don't live in the same country, 3, you don't, maybe, I don't want to say we don't share the same values, because we do in many aspects. I mean, you know, they're not hoodlums, like, per se. I mean, yes, Latrice Allen is a hustler, but she ain't going off and robbing people out in the streets, you know, being a hoodlum, stealing, snatching purses and stupid shit like that. That's what I mean by, like, we have similar values, like we follow the law and that type of thing, right? But, so, you know, like, I did outreach with this Try Me Now, Sharita. And I wrote a post on a video that, and she doesn't have that many. She I don't know, she removes them off her page for whatever reason, that's her business. But she's definitely got the gift of the gab. And where I wrote the post, it was where she did a little fundraiser to bless some other, they call it blessing, right? But she did a little fundraiser to help some other YouTuber with, I think, I don't know, something. I don't know what the story is, backstory is on it. And she, you know, she did a fundraiser, and within less than an hour, you know, she had like $500-600. Do you know what $500-600 would buy Little Peter's family in Uganda. A new floor, people, with throw rugs and lanterns and some food, because the food is running out in the house. And it would restore the mother's faith, I guess, in Jesus. And in that case, it would be the American Jesus. It wouldn't be the Canadian Jesus. It would be the American. But I don't think Rita, Sharita, Try Me Now, is trying to be a Jesus here. Okay? And, I mean, how would she know unless I try and reach her? And she doesn't have an available email, so I posted on her video. I knew that as soon as I posted it, and I'm trying not to get irked by it, right? I knew as soon as I posted it that she probably censors her comments like I do before she allows them to go through. And if it was done through an email, nobody would see it anyway. So what I did is I basically gave her the backstory of the subject at hand in terms of the cement floor person living in Uganda with small children, blah, right? How I came into the fray and you know, and how I'm prepared. I am prepared to fork out, I guess you can say, $500 in one lump sum to get the job done when the time comes. And then, of course, then I go into Gmail, and I'm now talking to Lady Jane, trying to express to her that this is so important that you get on with your freaking playlist, separate your fucking playlist into categories, work with your 2 pages, because if I'm going to approach I guess popular YouTubers, asking them to help us and Little Peter's family from out of nowhere, just pop up out of nowhere and say, can you help? Sure, you can trust me and you can trust her in Uganda. You know, you need to clean up the mess that you're making with your new content, because it's kind of lewd. And I, myself, me, Judy, don't personally like it. I'm a little more private that way. But then I'm not a prude, because I can sew for stripper dancers and hang out in a stripper club and work with 5 girls as a seamstress, fitting them as nude as a baby comes out of a vagina. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? So it's not about being prude as it is about being shrewd. There's a difference between being lewd, shrewd. Shrewd means, like, you know, you're kind of cautious, right? You know, you're shrewd about things. You're not so blatant and blaring and flamboyant, right? You know, I mean, I told her there's only so much you can say about penises and their lengths and this, that, and, you know, people, like, you know, like, right, this, you know, Try Me Now, Sharita's going to go to Jane Modo's channel and see what she's talking about, and she's going to say, well, obviously New Nations Unity is nuts. She doesn't know what she's talking about, because there's nothing in there to suggest that there's anything charitable going on. If anything, it's looking like it might be an online, who knows, you know, right? But there is a backstory behind that, and there is a family behind all that. So I kind of chewed Lady Jane out. I was straightforward with, you know, like, don't expect people to help you. And that's another thing. When I joined her channel, before she changed her content, she only had like 1,000, 1,000, 1,200. No, I'm sorry. She only had about 12,000 subscribers. And what was that, 2-3 months ago? And since she changed her content and kind of made it into soft porn, verbally, she's up to over 4,000 subscribers. But I reminded her, I don't see or hear you, not that I watch all her videos now, because I don't. But every now and then I'll pop in and I'll take a boo and listen, right? And she's not asking her subscribers to help to support her charitable cause. But she is sending me emails asking me to. And if I send her the money, I know she'll do the work. I know she'll hire the men. I know the floor will get put in. I know that the rugs will be bought. I know that the fucking lanterns will be bought. I know extra food will come into the house. And little Peter will be dancing around. Everybody will be happy for the moment. Right? You know what I'm saying? Because she's already done the follow-up videos. She's just not made them easy for other people like Try Me Now, Sharita, to see it, to confirm that what I'm saying in terms of, well, if you did a fundraiser once before, maybe you can consider doing another fundraiser even though it's outside of the country, it's for a good cause. I have the videos to prove that we've been working on the cause. It's a cause in progress. I don't know what the end goal is outside of trying to help the mother become independent, where she's not reliant on donations to sustain herself, to which she'd have to ease in entrepreneur skills to create her self-employment that is reasonable for her area and that she's capable of handling on her own. But that takes time, right? Which comes by default, where Lady Jane is looking to me to hold, to hold it, like to do the tide. Andre, wake up, Andre.
What?
Amari needs his medicine.
Still talking to Rhea?
No, I'm talking in the camera right now. Okay, I'm non-profit stuff, but yeah, I was talking to Rhea about non-profit stuff. So it's all non-profit, right? I don't know if Sharita would understand that. I don't know if she may or may not be aware of me. I've been on YouTube a long time. She may or may not care. She may not. I don't know. All I know is that it's going to be hard for me to fork out the $500 by myself, even though I'm looked to for it. And so, of course, I'm trying to budget it in because it is important in the great grand scheme of things. But as I'm doing that, I'm noticing that YouTubers like Latrice Allen are trying to come in through the back door, people, and scoop up on that quote-unquote idea so that she can seem like she's charitable. Wisley. There is no such word as Wisley. I'd like another coffee, Andrea. Nana needs to wake up. Wisely, so that she appears wisely. Right, you know, she's a wise old woman. Well, you're not. You're only 40. You've got a long way to go before you're freaking old. And as for being wise, you threw that out the door when you threw out my paperwork and hid the fact that the do-rag that your son was wearing all those years in those videos was my do-rag, and you just threw it out. You threw it out. You threw out the garbage. You threw out the paperwork. You took what you wanted. So I gave heads up to Sharita, whether they're friends or not. If Sharita decides to help Lady Jane, to help Mama Peter to get the floor and everything else, then only Sharita gets the bragging rights. Not Latrice Allen, not the Raw Squad, no. And then, once she gets her first notch on the belt in terms of being an original, right? Sure, she got the idea from me because I'm coming and I'm asking for the help, but at the end of the day, she's the one who has to make the decision. She's the one with the clout. She's the one that can get the donations. I cannot. I get shadow banned, right? But I can still contribute after the fact. I probably will, to some degree or another, right? Maybe Sharita can do the floor rugs and the lanterns, $500 US, and maybe I can still try and squeeze in the sewing machine with the teacher, the notions and whatever, so that Mama Peter can maybe learn to sew, so that at some point in the next year or two she might be able to either make clothes for her kids and not have to worry about them getting all tattered and can't be repaired, or she can make money. Because as it is, she's back to digging in the dirt. That's what Lady Jane was telling me. Something happened. They have to pay for their medical. And any little money that she, because I bought, I also bought Mama Peter some cookware. Initially I wanted cast iron cookware, but Lady Jane came with a pressure cooker, and apparently it was godsend, and it was a dream for Mama Peter to get that. And she knows how to use it on wood burning, you know, whatever. And she started cooking up cows' feet in a pressure canner to sell on the road to make money. But then I guess one of her kids got sick, or somebody got sick, and they had to pay at the hospital, and that put her back. And now she's back to digging for other people to make a little bit of something to be able to feed her kids, because the food is running out. The food that I bought people. And then Lady Jane is begging me, don't drop the ball, Mama Lynn, don't drop the ball. This woman has nothing. She, you know, like, you saved her life. If you wouldn't have came in at the time that you came in terms of those 2 ships passing, the woman was prepared to kill herself because she couldn't fucking deal with the depression, people, and I could only imagine. Depression is real. Now she has hope, and Lady Jane doesn't want her to lose the hope. And she's putting that burden on me, and it shouldn't be a burden. And I'm very straightforward with Lady Jane, and you know she's watching this video. And she'll say, yeah, anything that you're saying on this video, you've already said to me on email. So I'm not running game here, people. I'm not lying. I'm not hustling. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I'm just being, and I know it doesn't seem like this, I'm just being a positive role model to Lady Jane, who is a young woman, obviously in an era where times are going to get desperate for a lot of people, with a lot of need, where those needs won't be met, where there's going to be a lot of sorrow. Okay, we're dealing with sorrow here that transcends itself out into other households, which means more people. You know, at some point, as the economy continues to deteriorate across the world, that is. And that's why I'm pretty straightforward with Lady Jane, because, you know, I told her it's not that. Oh, let me read my last email to her in terms of where I'm at with this subject, okay? And so, just to show you, I copied and pasted. I'm not going to read it, because we're going to respect Try Me Now, because we don't want to put no pressure on this individual, because it's, you know, you just can't go knocking on people's door and say, will you help me, and expect it to happen. But I copied and pasted what I wrote on Try Me Now, Sharita's video, to which I can see it. I can see it. Can you see it? I can see it. You see? This is the video. Let's be a blessing. Okay? So it's kind of like she invited people to maybe ask. Doesn't hurt to ask. She got 941 likes on that one. So people like that. So I came in with my story. You can see that. Okay? Right? The backstory, how I got into the fray, what's needed, and why I'm asking. Right? And then I provided a link to my playlist. You can see that. To verify that what I'm saying is true. In terms of, I know it doesn't seem like all the dots are in order and all the T's are crossed yet, because Lady Jane has to work on her playlist and fine tune on what she's doing here in order to make other people feel comfortable with her content, that is. Or to, jump on the bandwagon to help where help is needed. Now, here's the same video. I'm on my Windows 7, okay? This is my Windows 7. I'm not logged in. Can you see? I'm not logged in. And because I'm not logged in and I go to the same video, Let's Be a Blessing. Oh my Lord. You can see that her comment numbers are the same, 75, but mine is nowhere to be found. And that's because she's got it on hold. And because she probably gets a lot of trolls. So she wants to, censor out the trolls, just like I do. Sometimes I copy and paste what the troll has to say, keep it as just whatever, so people can see how I'm being mistreated. And then I block the troll, right? Where in this situation, I'm assuming that Sharita will read the post, yeah, see, mine's not there, mine's hidden. We'll read the post, we'll consider it, we'll look at the playlist, we'll go to Lady Jane channel, hopefully she'll go to the backup channel with the Dear Jane Moto, to which Lady Jane changed, I noticed she changed her name on it, too. So, because I told her that Dear Jane Moto wasn't coming up in the search engine. So she did manage to change, right? So you can see, there's mine. Okay? Because I couldn't send her an email. If I could have sent this woman an email, I would have sent her an email. This was the only way I could communicate with her and ask her to help. Right? You know what I mean? And like I said, there is another woman on here, Auntie B, that I suppose, right here, there she is. Speak of the devil. She might consider it, because she's friendly with me. And this lady, she acknowledges people. She acknowledges that there's a problem with YouTube. This is what I like about this woman. She acknowledges that there's a problem with YouTube, okay? Okay, what's going on here? She has membership, no, okay. My grandson loves this woman's voice. She could make $1 million with her voice if we could just help her to do it. Alright, so let's just finish this video, okay? Because it's going to be what it's going to be anyway, right? But this lady here, we'll just call her Auntie B, alright? Alright, because I'm supposed to write a children's song, and she was going to help me to import whatever, because she's got a different voice, right? And she can use it, that children, just, they respond to. But, I'm busy, people. I'm busy, right? As if I got time. Maybe when I go blind, maybe that might be the time. But in the meantime, this lady right here, I've watched her videos and I've listened to her talk. And, she's brought to the attention that there is a problem on YouTube with people, black women, whatever, mainly, I guess in that circle. I mean, if you're a black woman, where else would you go? Except within your own crowd, for the most part, I suppose. I mean, you can only listen to Canadian Prepper for so long. I'm just saying, right? Or Popular Report, right? So, she herself has acknowledged that the majority of viewers, subscribers, are looking for the dirt, are looking for the insults, are looking for the negativity. And it goes back to that dopamine I was talking about with the brain, right? And she doesn't like going out of her way on an ongoing basis to cut other people up to get the views. Although on the other hand, she knows if she talks about boring stuff like me, you just fall off the freaking grid. And then if you start talking about serious shit, that corporation itself is, you know, they don't like because of censorship, and they're trying to mold society into conformity to not buck the bullet and swallow that bitter pill, then you get banned, you get shadow banned, you get your videos removed, and you know, and you get trolled, and you get ignored, and you know, right? So, you know, like I will approach this lady here, Auntie B, but I have to be in the mood for it because I'm exhausted, people. That little bit of yard work I did, and I got into my covers and stuff, and like my immune system is just, oh, it's not like it used to be. And, you know, I've been emotionally beat up with my kids with their antics, and, you know, I have to battle my own depression, and you know, I get a bit of pressure now coming in to save the day in Uganda for a vulnerable family that's got no one to help them. That's a lot of pressure when, you know, you yourself are just barely hanging on, right? I mean, so you either humble yourself and you reach out to channels like Try Me Now, Sharita, Rita, right? Maybe Auntie B in the next month, 2 months, 3, well, not even that, a week or two. I'll approach her in a week or two, right? I'll watch her lives and I'll come in on the chat, right? I'll tell her to come visit my channel and go look for the title of this playlist because, you know, I'm trying to, I don't want to say recruit, but yeah, basically, I'm trying to recruit a band of noble women to help with this situation. And if Latrice Allen wants to come in through the back door with her little program, because it's a way for her to make money, because it's a way for her to make herself more known and popular and respected. Well, no, you need to know the backstory on that one, people. Okay? Because she won't tell you the backstory. I'm telling you the backstory. Try Me Now, Sharita has a clean slate. Auntie B has a clean slate. Do they get caught up with that dopamine shit? Yeah, they do. But people are people, I suppose. If Lady Jane can talk about bananas and what women like, well, these women can do what they do, I suppose, right? But when it becomes perpetual, and that's all it ever is, and it becomes a bad influence, then, yeah, you know, it should be duly noted. But it's nothing to dwell on, and I'm not trying to dwell on it. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying not to dwell on it. I'm trying to open doors here, people. I'm trying to help make change on a whole new level. But the thing is, I can't do it by myself any more than Lady Jane can do it by herself. And this is where I told Lady Jane, you went from 1.2K subscribers to over 4,000 subscribers because of your new content. But I don't ask you, hearing your 4,000 subscribers, to help you with your charity work. Whereas you're sending me emails and you're putting pressure on me to do it for you by myself by forking over large amounts of money. And it's not that I don't trust her with what she's going to do with the money, people. I do, because I've already seen the results of it through the video. I don't think it's a movie set. I don't. Okay? And it's too much because I don't have the equipment. You know, I don't have that kind of money. I'm not financially secure. I have food security, but I don't have financial security. And you can't even say I have housing security, because once this house is up, I'm going to be worse off than Mama Peter. I'll be facing homelessness, basically. Or all my money will be going to rent, and I'll have all my bill collectors chasing me until there's nothing left to chase. And I'll be accused of this, accused of that, threatened with this, threatened with that. So that's how I can say this. So I told Lady Jane, if you got 4,000 subscribers, you got to figure out a way how to tap into that and start working on your playlist. Because if you get your playlist together, Lady Jane, and then, as you're doing your new content, at the end you could put the blurb in, oh, don't forget, fellas, you can chip in, for this charity project that I've got in the works, right? Hold them to account. If they're going to come and listen to you be a little sex kitten on YouTube talking smut, basically, then you might as well make them pay for it. Not only through ad revenue, but hold them to account. If you care so much about me to watch me, take my advice or whatever it is that you're trying to do, then the least they can do is chip in $5, $10, $15, $20, $100 here and there towards helping to build up your community on a charitable sense. You can't depend on a little old white lady sitting up in Canada who's being shadow banned by everything and everybody as they're accusing her of this and accusing her of that, threatening her with this and threatening with her with that, to hold it up. Because it's not going to stop with the floor. And I told Lady Jane, after I pay, I guess you could say, for the floor project, I can't give you any more money because there's other things I have to do. One bill is $400. I got more than one bill where I have to pay $400, and the interest is anywhere from $200 and some odd dollars per month, or whatever, depending on the interest rate, okay? And that's just 2 bills in terms of credit cards. Welcome to Canada. Welcome to the Western world. We're in a debt bubble where, a lot of people are going to come crashing down, and they're going to come crashing down real hard. And, it's amazing. For all the years that I've been doing YouTube videos, I've been bankrupted so many times, but never officially bankrupted, and I'm still kicking it. But doing outreach, if I was to kick off in terms of fly the coop, poof, I'm gone, nothing moves except me and everything else stays behind, there is that chance that Sharita, try me now, Rita, who's not from Baltimore, unless she moved there from Texas, just saying, right? She might pick up the slack and replace me. And then the people in that village will be like, oh, we got a new Jesus now. They're from the USA. Hey. And then Rita will be like, no, I'm not trying to be Jesus here. I'm just following up on a good cause. Yeah. With Auntie B by her side, working together as a team. And then if they want to expand out and go to Haiti and help a family in Haiti like Latrice Allen wants to, because she's catching wind that something new is happening, something positive, something that you can play on and be a hustler with, especially if you've got the gift of the gab and you're looking to run game on people. Make yourself look like you're fucking intelligent here, charitable and giving. Oh yeah. Clearly it draws attention. 941 likes. Don't even know what the cause is, but people will follow the lead. Wow. I'm just simply asking for help for a vulnerable family with a little boy who is the cutest little boy that doesn't deserve to be walking on a dirt floor every day until such time he can what? Grow up and get a job, make $4,000 a month, and be successful? Oh, yeah, okay. I was referring to Andre and what my kids expect of Andre. You need to grow up and be a man at 19 years old and go get a job and make $4,000 a month at the snap of the fingers in order to get the approval of my love as a family member. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. Okay? I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to put this in the playlist of making change on a whole new level. I think that's what it's called. Did you get him his medicine?
Yes.
Okay. Can you make me a coffee? I gotta get moving on with things. I've been digging into cupboards again. And shelving. And my closet down the hall with a bunch of canned goods. I hate it. I'm so glad I don't buy that much food anymore. I tell myself now. I've been cussing myself out, people. I ain't buying nothing. I'm not buying no cans. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying. I don't want it. Like from grocery stores, right? I don't want beans, right? Oh, I did look online for convenience purposes. I like Heinz baked beans with molasses, right? And I really need to show you how. Well, anyway, I ran my cupboards, right, and I lined everything up because I got a lot of fucking cans in the house. Okay, so I kind of lined everything up and organized it and got it ready for cooking. And I've got this long row of empty space. Now I'm pretty sure I've got some Heinz beans downstairs in a box, but I don't want to go looking for them. So I did go on Walmart to think about ordering them, and they got them at $1.97 per can, which is too expensive for a can of Heinz beans, right? So I'm like, well, first of all, you don't need them that bad. Like, you can wait until they're on sale and do the tuna thing. When they come in on sale, that's when you stock up on them. When they come in at $1.25 a can, that's when you stock up and buy freaking $50, $100 worth of beans in a can, right? Heinz beans, right? The ones that you like. I like with the maple syrup. So I looking at everything else, and I don't want. Because it's annoying when you have to go put it away. I'm pulling out jars. I found jars that had chickpeas in it, this, and this, back in the day from 2020, 2021, when I was getting all that shit coming in on bulk, which are all organic, right? And I was either packing them into jars and then taking them downstairs, putting them underneath the bathroom sink. They were fine until Marina moved in, and then all of a sudden everything had to be flushed out. So I moved some around, and those ones were my little miscellaneous to get started with, but never happened because I'm always busy. But now I've got, I've got like 8 jars, quart-sized jars, to can blackberries when blackberries come, or blackberry juice. So I'm happy with that. But I have to open up the jar. I'm debating whether open up the jars, throw them in a bag, or just stupid shit. It's just it's so draining too. But yeah, no, I'm sick of buying freaking food, man. You don't even know. Like I don't like it. Who would ever thought I'd say that? Who would thought I'd ever say that? Not me. No. So the playlist is Changing Lives, Happiness on a Whole New Level. So this video is going to go into this playlist as a follow-up to what's coming when it comes to the cement floor with Lady Jane. So yeah, I copied and pasted what I wrote Sharita, which we know is hidden, okay? So I can show Lady Jane that I am asking for help. But really, is it my responsibility to do Lady Jane's work when she's got 4,000 subscribers and I've only got 997 on lockdown? No, Lady Jane, you need to find a way to start asking those 4,000 subscribers to consider helping you to do charitable work based on what you are, I don't want to say expecting me to do, but it's kind of like that. See, I provided that, but she won't see that post because it's hidden. But you can see it now, Lady Jane. I showed it to you. So it's not like I'm lying. I'm telling you the truth. And then my last email to her, in terms of what we've been talking about, because like I said, I mentor her basically with honesty so that, you know, like I talk to her like I would talk to Andre, with honesty. Okay? This is when she told me that everybody in her village are starting to think that I'm a Jesus from Canada. Like, what the heck? I'm not trying to be Jesus here. First of all, I am not Jesus and don't want to be. And secondly, you don't need to beg me for nothing. In a nutshell, I already told, I meant to say you, right? I already told you that I will probably, because I don't expect Sharita, Auntie B, Lucy, who is my subscriber, Bailey, or anyone for that matter, to help with this project. I don't expect it. I'll ask for help, but I don't expect it. So that's why I put the word probably there. Okay? In a nutshell, I already told you that I will probably have to foot the bill for the floor rugs, and lanterns on my own due to various reasons. I'm shadow banned. I don't fit the crowd. I'm outspoken. Yada yada da. I live in the wrong country. Yada yada da. Okay, that's what I mean by various reasons. I don't like that because it is going to put me further back into the hole, and where people on my end will accuse me of this or that to cause trouble instead of helping with anything. I am trying to budget in money for this project because I know how important it is. I am just in conflict with it. And that's why I talk to Lady Jane openly. I'm in conflict with it because it's not fair that full burden of a whole family should be put on my shoulders when myself, I'm losing everything slowly but surely, whether it's my eyesight, whether it's my house in terms of housing security, and then so on, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm 40 and I can come in with a new gig and start the game all over again to get more subscribers to jump on my bandwagon as I'm wheeling and dealing on falsity so I can protect myself at a later date in terms of old age and not end up in my position where you're gonna, I don't know, people. But I've already accepted the fact. I knew it a long time ago. I've been kind of avoiding it. It's not that I could bring it up right now in terms of $500 cash. Boom, here, take it. Do what you gotta do. You know, sometimes you just have to do it that way, right? That's just the way it goes. Like, you can't get your car fixed unless you put in a lump sum. You can't go to the mechanic and say, I need this, this, and this. And he'll say, well, it's going to cost you $2,000. And you're going to say, well, no, all I can give you is $400. He'll be like, no, get the hell out of here. If you want your car fixed, it's going to cost $2,000. Well, if you want a floor in, it's going to cost, and you know, and the company rug and at least a lantern so that you're not sitting in the dark all the time, right? You know what I'm saying? Then yeah, it's going to cost, at least in this case for Uganda purposes, at least $500. It's just a drop in the bucket. It really is, in the great grand scheme of economics. But for that family that's benefiting it from that situation in terms of having that done for them, it becomes life-changing. And that's why I asked for help. But I don't expect it. But, Lady Jane, you're going to have to up your game and start asking your own subscribers to jump on board. How are you going to ease that into your main channel now that you've changed the topic? I don't know, but you can't just expect other people to do the work for you in terms of, go get me the money. Judy, go get me the money. Send it to me, and then, yeah, I'll do charity. No, and you can't expect that from Sharita either, or anyone for that matter. You have to, it's a give and take, right? It's a little give and take. That's why the playlist is very, very important. I can't stress it enough. And then, you know, you can put your little blips and blurbs after your playlist is up to redirect the people that are watching your other videos to go see your other videos and to contribute to your charitable work, right? So that you're not solely dependent on 1 or 2 or 3, 4 people, right? You have a broader base when it comes to charitable work, because that is one of the worst, that is one of the hardest, honest God, jobs, I swear, on the planet. Unless, of course, you're a corporation that's working with billions and millions of dollars, where you use nonprofit charities, charitable, whatever, organizations as a write-off to either launder money, like, you know, Bill Gates does with his charitable funds, to bring in a different agenda through a back door, or as a $2 million tax write-off for the corporation. But when you're a small nonprofit, I don't know. We're not being educated on it properly. We're not being told the truth before we start. Right? You know, what I know now and what I knew back then are two different things. So, if I had dice in my hands, you know, you throw them up against the wall. I don't know exactly what I'm looking for to see if I won. I think they call it crap game or something. I don't know how to play it. I just know that you have a bunch of dice in your hands and you shake them, and or you throw them on the floor, or you bounce them off a wall, and everybody gets all excited about what they see. Well, that's kind of like what we're doing here. We're rolling the dice. That's what we're doing. We're rolling the dice. Hopefully we'll come out winners. All of us, to one degree or another.